Wana chin ga chiro ger rian dar chi dial ben ku dar chi en dial ben kan akad ware o kat bugare o chi ni na lang lang ena le tun man tin ku na e ki chuo ji le ka yu mo ko.
Because of some certain interests that the British had at that time, they had to hand over the South to the North. We don't call it an independence. For us, the Southerners, it was just a change of masters. The Arabic language is being used as a means of changing the culture of the Southern Sudanese. It's being used as a means of changing the Southerners to become Arabs.
People have been fighting because they were looking for justice and equality and freedom.
That they have peace, that they have clean drinking water, they have medicine for their children, that their children are going to school, that they have a shelter over their heads, that the food security is guaranteed, and that they have the freedom, they have the dignity, after all, that they are human beings. These are values that you can fight for, and we fought for them, and that's what we are trying to build.
Usually, in Africa, when peace is signed, it's on the papers. But the implementation is a different thing.
With the CPA, expectations are very high. You know, everybody thinks that the CPA is going to resolve everything. But of course, CPA does not resolve anything by itself alone. It is the people, when they are given the capacity in order to rise and to help themselves, that will make the CPA have as it were, the blood and the flesh.
There's a fear that this CPA can easily collapse at any time.
The NCPA, they are not serious about the implementation of the CPA. They are not honest with us. Even when the peace was signed in 2005, we are aware that there were people within the NCPA who were against the signing of the CPA. They were not for it because they are looking for a reason to break the peace, because they are looking for a reason to control the whole country. It's just all about oil. The SPLM felt that the NCP are not honest, telling exactly what is the quantity and what is the outcome of that quantity.
So if you ask me, is it really 50% of what we know? The answer is no. We don't know 50% of what. And that's why we ask for transparency of the oil revenue, so that our citizens are satisfied that really it is 50% of what they know and what they deserve. The oil fields, which are expected to be within the South, are now not being considered as oil fields in the South because we have not determined the border.
Wherever they realize that there is oil in a certain area, they annex that area to the north.
They are massing up troops around the area. They are massing up troops in Abyei.
people who live in Abyei are Dinka, and Dinka are in the source. In 1905, the British moved Abyei to northern part of Sudan. More importantly, in 1975, oil was discovered in Abyei, and that made Abyei very important place for the northern government.
Abyei, according to the CPA, they were supposed to get a share, 2% from the oil. Up to this time I'm talking to you, Abyei people do not receive that, and simply because our partners, NCPA, they don't want that area to be developed. Up to this time I'm talking to, they've frozen the money of Abyei, and that money is very important, it's well needed in the area. So people, they don't have hospital, they don't have a school, they don't have anything. And on top of that, Abyei was burned down to dash.
That's why they send their military to Abyei and destroy everything so that they could anger and ignite the war. If there is another civil war, it might start in Abyei.
For a government like the government of South Sudan to plan our economy, we must know how many are we, so that it will determine which schools we put where, which hospitals we build where, and how we exploit the resources and in which zones. If we haven't determined the population in Southern Sudan, how are we going to fix our constituencies so that we can have an election which is true and fair?
Unless the international community is going to interfere, we don't believe that is going to be a fairness election.
If the war is still going on in Darfur or in the east part of Sudan, then we Southerners, we should say, okay, if the Northerners are still keep killing the innocent people, then we want to separate it from them.
The percentage of people going to vote for separation is higher than people going to vote for the unity.
What about people of Nuba Mountain? What about the people of Darfur, or what about people of Blue Nile that has been fighting with the people of the South within the SPLA? So if we decided to separate from the country, then have we not betrayed our brothers that has been standing for us shoulder to shoulder in fighting?
Now, if the NCP is just looking for the oil, then I can say that they will not allow separation to happen.
The CPA is already collapsed. The way I seen it, the thing that they were signed, they were not being implemented.
Do you think the South is going to go back to war?
Definitely, yes.
We are an exhausted nation. I don't think people have the energy and the guts to go back to war again after more than 21 years of war and of death and destruction. My own assessment is that people will limp on. There will be some provocations or violations of one section or one article here and there, but in general, I think we will move on, not as fast as we would like, but we will move on slowly with the help of the international community.
In the nursing training that I went through, you give the patient the medicine and you stand there to see if the patient is taking the medicine, right? The same to US. The US did help them to sign the peace, but to let them sign the peace and step back, it's like giving the patient medicine and walk away.